I said I love you to everything, including my English teacher. Got dumped after giving the most horrendous kiss ever. Age 21. Late bloomer.
Tell me your story.
It's a smile that makes me encapsulate the essence of what my heart's been missing. I beg you, please listen. Because when she walks past, a fragrance makes me warm inside. Damn, she smells good tonight. And I see them jeans fit her right, strutting her stuff, teasing her brother. She thinks she's so nice. Don't encourage vain girls, but there's something about her that makes me picture wedding rings and her throwing bouquets. You see, she's special. She's unique. But is she the one for me? Let's wait and see. You see, she's special. She's unique. But is she the one for me? She's refreshing. That's why at first we started engaging and flirting. Like, sharp, no you sharp, no you sharp. I'm coming off the phone. Don't go, please, don't go, stay. And then eventually to meeting. The motion in her eyes makes me feel like I'd be cruising. And I ain't coming off this ride, no way, because we're eloping. Far from whipped, but she's got a brother tight-lipped. Watching his manners and dress sense and all kind of shits. And yes, I do like it when she shows Victoria's Secrets, then whispers in my ear and she puts the theory into practice. Wow, it took a while for us to get to this point. From friends to lovers, and more times she was annoyed, thought there was a void. Next thing she's trying to avoid my calls for interaction. I know that causes friction, I know that causes tension. But she checks for me. And the maddest thing is we ain't together. We ain't meant to be. I don't encourage cheating, but there's something about when we're making love and sharing a friendship. I can't believe it. You see, she's special. She's unique. But is she the one for me? Let's wait and see. You see, she's special. She's unique. But is she the one for me? I believe in. I believe in. I believe in her. I believe in. I believe in her. It's a smile that makes me encapsulate the essence of the mistake I've made. Now I'm caught up in the days. You see, she's involved already. And the way, yes, she is played, and she don't want to leave her man because she don't want to cause no pain. The emotion in my heart disappeared up into tears. And my journey just crash landed with no form of repairs. I love you. Reiterated in my ears, I love you. She hugs me tight, but I can't feel her near. Must have been dumb to ever think it could be. I thought Cupid done a love check on my CRB and found out that I've been hurt like so many times. So I thought these times he blind me and sent me a dime. Oh well. Au revoir. Adios. At least I know what love is. So to me, you're my shining star. I check it. You see, she's special. She's unique. But she ain't the one for me. Now I see. Age 13. I remember being rushed that evening. Only God heard my sight, and now I fell. 3 punches to the spleen. Only God heard my cries that evening as he introduced me to this other side of life. Took me a while to realize something that carry hearts of stone. Late bloomer. This morning, your legs. Once the envy of many that raced for life. Defeating those that opposed in margins. Defying God's wind with feet that tap to the cadence of melody, the grooving sound. Stood still. This morning, your hands that once wore biker gloves in her master the leather, strolling through the Fonzie era. Fresh Prince with the clicks that the cool knew. The who's who'd remember how the fingers flexed when the Kodaks flashed. Your hands, she squeezed and felt. Tracing a lifeline lamented on the surface. The rough with the smooth, she swoons, for it's her you chose. Remain frozen. This morning, your tongue. A fortune of gold. A whirlwind of spin. The extrovert when celebrating. The whip without the whip. A verbal assassin when pissed off. The provocateur when nature takes form. Numbing minds into moistness. They love you as thoughts turn real. This morning, your tongue. Today, rolled into the hollows of your throat. Like a penny dropped into a well. This morning, your eyes, that saw light at birth, hair sprouting from skin, spots as it filled, burst and darkened. That's all colours, that's all love, shaping, crushing. This morning, your eyes, like your legs, tongue, hand, saw them. Bandanas woven, fog out of breath frozen. chanting as the dirt gathered from the pavement stomps into my head repeatedly, leaving its remains this morning. My legs lock inwards. Knees press into my chest, I breathe in deep and I push. I push in hopes that my inside expands like a balloon would. Depending on what matters, a fantasist trying to numb the pain coats me like I'm still in her placenta. The irony as I fetus like curl and cradled, rocking back and forth as my shoe tongue kiss every limb. Head, 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 ribs, 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 back, 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 back. Beating me to the size of a pea. Trying to close this gap that is my body, but I am not shrinking, not decreasing, just firming. This form of affection that is abnormal, not loving. This hurts. This morning, my hand covers my face. When younger, I was told, if ever you find yourself outnumbered, you have one of two options. You either grab one. Make sure you grab one, he says, and do to him what's been done to you. In fact, bruise him worse than you. Channel that pain and mark him so that he remembers you. And if nobody's in sight, curl up. Protect your head. Close and cover your eyes. Elbows touching. Guard your future. This morning, the light peeks between my fingers, and I see you all. The heels, the plimsolls, the Air Force Ones, the baby buggies, the school uniforms, and the old folks. Cameras are out. I am a star now for the wrong reasons. I excite you. I scare you. I am that example of why you keep your child inside. I am that spectacle. I talk of the hour, week, month, depending on how these curtains close. So go on. Get your popcorn. Feed that mouth of yours. I was in working order before you saw me. Go on. Pull out a sofa and get comfortable. This morning, through the commotion, through the crowd that gathered on my screaming, I called you. And your legs, tongue, eyes saw me and done nothing. Age 6. I witnessed kids my age being kidnapped in Nigeria. Men dressed in all white lugging bodies on their shoulders, arms waving uncontrollably and still it made no sense. Now anytime I hear fire alarms, it means more than one thing to me. Late bloomer. Other kids crying. That's what I saw. Children crying and white. That's what they wore. White. And as much as the teacher in her stern voice told us to keep our heads down, I did not listen. She knows that mother's blood runs through me, a thick fog-like substance. Not liking to be told what to do if the tone in my ear does not align in the way it should. And so I looked. Yeah, I looked. Age 5 I looked because we moved from room to room looking up the chains as the fire alarm rings. Other children crying and I'm here thinking what the hell is going on. Walking slow, wanting to be pushed, pulled, told to hurry up, tripping up on my shoe, the good shoe. Now on its own as I am dragged. They think I'm being disobedient, but I'm like, if I do not get that shoe, I will be in trouble. Looked. White and tall. Covered in white and tall was what I saw. All of them, yes, more than one in a rush. They scattered. At one point, things were fine. I was colouring, following the teacher's instructions, smiling, then bang! I heard bangs. We were not scared, and the teachers, they were scared. Because you see that fear, that fear, it's like I could taste it. We were not deaf, and they were as clueless as us, these gods in our eyes, now mere mortals. And then it hits me. My friend in tears as this big, tall, dressed in white being lugs him away on his big, tall shoulder. Bags covering the heads of these children as if they were slaves taken from their homes. Dragged by their feet, fingers clawing memories into the sand. Held by the waist, their bodies dangling like dummies with eyes that blurred as they filled. All they saw was darkness. Heaven death's grip amidst the havoc, all they felt was fear. Not yet old enough to reach for their skin, but to reach out of their skin. Bone contorts their sockets, their lungs, shriveled in as if life's vacuum sucks from behind, and outwardly projects his last reserves for his presence. They are calling. I looked. I will not see them again. Now grown, thinking, probably God was thinking of me because I could have been me at their side, begging for them to leave me alone, and I can shout. Oh yes, I can shout, but soon could be silenced or blade or bullet upon any attempt to escape. But I am here, in England. Thinking he or she would be by my side had their life been spared. They would fall in love, question its complexities, make mistakes, be great, hell, graduate. They will understand when I say, boy, we had it easy when young, and I was all tax, recession and coalitions, but they'll be alive to feel. These perpetrators feel. A lengthy prison sentence is discipline they seem to throw, yet inhabiting such nature would merely hibernate the beast. To take a child's life is like ceasing breath. Such nurture ruin in seconds. And on my land they seem to move from folklore to riches, where the young ones is yet to learn, let alone read. So this one is for Madeline, now age 9. For April, age 5. For Abiola, missing since 2006, went on a school trip and not been seen since. For Jamal Wilson, for Huson Tran, Helena Waru, Amina Khan, for Jerome Thomas, for my classmates that never saw the sun break in its glory of birds that flew in the sky that never aged, for Alexandra Slowly, for friends, family, those that shed tears and those that internalized agony yet breathed hope, for Andrew Gosden, for Arlen Arkinson missing since 94 and Ben Needham since 91. You see it hurts inside, like a wound refusing to heal, the gash in my heart still bleeds, for I do not know these people, but this could be my unborn son, this could be your cousin, this could be your brother, this could be your sister. My half-sisters live in Philadelphia, out of my sight, far from my eyeball, in the depth of my soul lies a faith so thick that it spreads from the curve of my toe to my hair follicles. And I pray to God these nightmares don't come to life. Let my spirits hover over them like clouds, guarding them from anything that comes their way. And to those not mentioned, you are in thoughts. And as prayers slowly stir you back home, all I can say is stay strong. Wherever you are, the fight goes on. So that was me at 6. And at 12, I never liked Marmite that much. And at that age, Frasier never caught me. You see, Sharon Stone was my fantasy and Pogs was a must-have for me. I purchased Tupac before Biggie, Oasis before both MCs, and a Space Jam soundtrack somewhere in between. I believed I could fly, blame R. Kelly. And when it came to sex, I remember my excitement at squeezing the girl's breasts, then being slapped. I wasn't a gentleman yet.